Welcome to MTG Friends. This is day 2 of Commander Legends. I'm Ryan.
And I'm
And
Zach.
we're going to just jump right in with the first card, which is Magus of the Order. It's a 4-drop in green 3/3 human wizard. It is green tap, sacrifice Magus of the Order and another green creature. Search your library for a green creature card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. This harkens back to which card is it?
Natural
Yes.
Order, which requires you to sacrifice a creature on cast, and then search your library for a green creature and put it onto the
There you
battlefield.
go.
So this actually finishes another cycle of Magi. We have 4 full cycles of Magus now, each of which call back to a different card type, and this one finishes the last cycle that was left incomplete.
And it's a life for life. The value is the same for all the flavor text.
Such a cool card. So happy to finally see this, and the artwork is super cool
Yes.
too.
And
Great callback.
all right, Kodama of the East Tree. This one really jumped out at me. It's a 6-drop green, 6/6 reach. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, as in it's talking about itself, you may put a permanent card with converted mana cost equal or less to that permanent's converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield and partner. All right, so let's break this card down to make this simpler than it sounds.
Well, first, Kodama has reach.
Yes, it does.
Made me very happy. But the ability is pretty simple. Whenever you play a permanent, land, enchantment, planeswalker, artifact, creature, you can put another permanent from your hand with a mana cost equal or less than that permanent on the battlefield, as long as it wasn't done by Kodama's own effect.
There you go.
So you play a land, you can put another land out. You play a 2-drop, you can put a land out. You play a 6-drop, you can put a land out. Or a 5-drop, but you're probably going to put a land out. And it has partners, so you can branch into other colors as well, which is really a strong bit of extra power that comes with this card.
Yeah.
But can we say, whoa, that is really immensely strong.
Yes.
As long as you can kind of upkeep a steady stream of cards coming into your hand, you're going to just go crazy. Like, there's so much value coming out of this card.
Yeah, and 6 is not crazy to get to in green. So
no, not at all.
Yeah.
And it's a 6/6 already. Like, just great card. This is a callback to the Kamigawa Kodama of the North and South trees, I believe, and both of those aren't good. So it's nice to see a Kodama with actual
some
power
beef attached to it.
Oh yeah, this is a beef boy. Love
Indeed. All right, Malcolm Keen-Eyed Navigator. It's a 3-drop 2/2 legendary creature, Siren Pirate, flying. Whenever one or more pirates you control deals damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage, and it's a partner. Oh, the treasure tokens.
I think this card is actually busted. Even on like this uncommon commander, I think this card is absolutely insane. It goes essentially infinite with Glinthorn Buccaneer and Lightning Rig Crew, which are 2 pirates that are just super easy. Like, as long as you have a way to untap your Lightning Rig Crew, which if you put something like Freed from the Real on it, you will, or if you have enough cards to keep Glinthorn Buccaneering discarding, you're going to gain more treasure than you lose with each of those cards and essentially win the game.
Yeah.
So you put Malcolm out, you put Glinthorn out, you attack with Glinthorn. While he's still attacking, you pay 1 in a red, discard a card, draw a card. You've discarded a card, so Glinthorn deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you make 3 treasures because it's dealt a damage to each opponent. Due to Malcolm's ability. You now have 3 treasures. You sack 2 of them, discard another card, draw another card. Glinthorn Buccaneer deals 1 damage to each opponent. And you repeat this until each opponent is dead.
You're thinking of combos.
Oh yeah, this is, as long as you can get red, and you're probably going to want black as well, you can win the game with this dude so easy.
Oh man. Well, yep. We'll see if we can lever this thing in a build.
I love this, and I love the fact that it's not each treasure token for each opponent you dealt combat damage to, or when a pirate deals damage. It's not combat damage.
Yeah.
Any damage.
That's it.
So I think this card is just absolutely fantastic. What amazing pirate support.
Yeah.
And some real spicy combos, I think, are plausible.
And a flyer to boot.
Yeah. At what, 3 drop for a partner as well. So I think if I'm building this right now, I'm probably gonna put it into like Grixis, go black red,
Hmm.
as well as the blue using partner, and then just go crazy with pirate combos. This seems super
And
fun.
then while you're doing it, you got to go, "Arr."
Yeah, you have to talk in a pirate voice at all times while
Yes,
playing this card.
because
Alternatively, because he's a siren, you could sing.
oh god,
Both are
yes.
options. Because he does sing in the lore.
And your
If you
opponents
can't
and your
sing,
opponents will love you for it.
yes, they can't get enough.
Merchant Raiders for 4/2/4
Yeah.
human pirate. Whenever Merchant Raiders or another pirate enters the battlefield under your control, tap up to one target creature. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Merchant Raiders. Another janky card. Holy moly.
Super cool. I like that there's a whole pirate sub theme going on in blue here. And this card just seems really great. I mean, a 2/4 for 4, that's fine stats, but the fact that every time you play a pirate, you get to lock something down with the raider until you're done is just hilarious. And the flavor text is also just really funny.
Tell you what, you keep the rope. Arr.
Yeah, super great. I like this card a lot.
More pirates. Coastline
More
Marauders.
pirates, we're not done yet.
It's a 3-drop in red. 0/3 trample. Whenever Coastline Marauder attacks, it gets 1/1/0 until end of turn for each land defending player controls. Holy shnikes, that last part.
Yeah.
And it's got Encore for 6. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token copy that attacks that opponent this turn. If able, they gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery.
Yep, happy to see Encore here. It's a nice attack trigger for Encore as well, and this thing can get really big really quick.
It can. Oh my goodness, and that Encore is serious shenanigans. Whew. All right, moving on. All right, so this card is super jank busted. It is opposition.
I wouldn't even say jank. This card is just straight busted.
Opposition agent for 3. It's a 3/2 flasher. You control your opponents while they're searching their libraries. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. Busted card.
This is absurd.
Yeah.
This is absurd. I mean, if it didn't have the second half of the card, that third ability, this card already would be
still be strong.
But the fact that you're not just controlling your opponents while they search their library and making their choices for them, you get to rifle through their deck and take their best
and then play it when you want throughout the rest of the game.
It's not even reliant on opposition agent remaining on the field. You can play it just as long as it's
exiled. And even furthermore, because this isn't just an instant, it's got a body, so it remains on the battlefield, and this happens as long as it's on the battlefield.
Yeah, this is like an instant remove target. But I think one of the best use cases for this, there's two really insane use cases. One, you play a swamp with a dark ritual and this in hand. You wait. Someone plays a fetch. You play Dark Ritual, you flash this in, you take their fetch. They now have 0 lands, and you've taken a land, and you get to play it next turn. Or whenever you want, really.
Not to mention...
and the other use case is with Scheming Symmetry.
Oh, yeah.
Which forces an opponent to tutor, so you get 2 tutors for 1 mana, and one of those tutors is a card you get to steal out of your opponent's deck. Yeah,
that is some serious jank. I predict that this card is going to be insanely valuable monetarily, because I think this is, if not an auto-include in black commander decks, it's definitely going to be a consideration, just for the pure hate of this card.
Yeah, I think this is a staple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if your meta doesn't play a lot of tutors, maybe less so, but
everybody's playing tutors.
This is a staple. Yeah. I think this could potentially see play in Eternal formats as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is a very janked up, like you said, busted card.
I'm horrified by this
card. We did a separate episode about this being busted. Feel free to check it out. All right. A Verna Blossoming Chaos. It is a red, blue, green 4/2 legendary creature elemental shaman. As you cascade, you may put a land from exile onto the battlefield tapped from among the exiled cards. Yep. That's very specific.
Yeah, so basically, whenever you cascade, you exile cards off the top of your library. And so if there happens to be a land among them, you get to play that as well.
Yeah, this is an interesting card, and because it's in those 3 colors, I can imagine some very interesting builds with this.
Hilariously, I'm less interested in this card because of the lack of cascade cards.
Oh.
I'm not sure there's enough cascade cards to make this card like super worthwhile. Especially in green, blue, red. And granted, we might see some more that'll make this card a lot more interesting when it comes to Commander Legends. But with what we have spoiled so far, I'm not sure how to build a whole deck around this. It's a very specific ability for an effect that doesn't happen a lot.
Well, we will see what comes.
Yeah. I'm hopeful. I'd love to see this be super cool.
Now, this one is... I read this and I had to read it a couple times because it's crazy. Profane Transfusion, 6 black, black, black. Yeah. That's a lot of black. 2 target players exchange life totals. You create an XX colorless horror artifact creature token where X is the difference between those players' life totals. It's like, what just happened there?
The artwork on this card alone is just incredible.
It's like, holy moly.
I think this effect is crazy, but also kind of overcosted. There reaches a point where how badly do you really need a 39/39 vanilla creature?
That gets exiled that same turn.
Yeah, but I think the shenanigans on this is hilarious.
Yes. Oh my god.
It's a very cool card that I will probably never play.
Yeah, I do not see a place for this card in anything I run.
But I love that it exists. Yeah. And the flavor text leads right into our next card.
Yes, which I'm going to say is Keskit?
Keskit is how I've been.
The Flesh Sculptor. It's 3. Oh my god. Just the name alone, the Flesh Sculptor. That's so disgusting.
He's spook looking. Look at
this sounds Phyrexian, but...
It is.
Is it? Oh, okay. It's a 3-drop, 1/3. Sacrifice 3 other artifacts and or creatures. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard and its partner. I could see this in a few builds, actually.
Yeah. I think this has some potential. I don't think it stands out quite as quickly as Malcolm did to me for the uncommons. But I think there are definitely really solid ways to get a bunch of tokens onto the board, like Marionette Master. That you could potentially, relatively reasonably, use this enough to feel good about him.
Yeah, it's an interesting card where I could see putting this in a few things. Aurora.
I'm not sure the best way to generate a ton of mana, but he's a not mana, a bunch of creatures, but he's a partner. So I think you've got really free pick of other options, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, Aurora Phoenix. It's a 6/5/3 creature Phoenix with flying and Cascade again. Whenever you cast a spell with Cascade, return Aurora Phoenix from your graveyard to your hand.
Yep.
That's expensive.
If this was to the battlefield, I would have played this card.
Yeah, but otherwise...
But it's a 6 mana without haste.
Yeah, this is not super exciting to me.
Nope. No. Kind of shame at a rare... Wizard seems to really hit or miss with Phoenixes. Some of them are amazing, some of them are not. But I think the best Phoenixes are the ones that put themselves back onto the battlefield, potentially with haste, potentially without. But putting this back into your hand and asking you to cast it again, I understand why they did it that way, because it has Cascade itself, and you want to cast it in order to get Cascade. But it doesn't have haste. I want it to have haste.
And it doesn't.
If it's had haste, I'd be much happier with it.
All right, Ember Wild Captain. It's a 4-drop 4/2. Djinn Pirate. Interesting.
Oh, we got a nice Djinn here.
Whenever Ember Wild Captain enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. Monarch! Whenever an opponent attacks you with 1 or more creatures, if you are the Monarch, Ember Wild Captain deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. Ooh, that's got some hate in it.
Yeah.
I like it.
And he's that art is incredible.
Yeah, I like it.
So good. I think this card's super cool. Great rate, 4 mana, become the Monarch, and hurt people that try to hit you when you're the Monarch.
Very worthy of playing.
Love it.
All right, Radiant Sarah Archangel for 7, 6/4 and white. It's an angel flyer. Tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant Sarah Archangel gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn, and it's a partner. This I can see why it's an uncommon because it costs 7 to play.
Yeah,
I would have liked to see this for a 5-drop.
Yeah, 5, and even with lesser stats, I think I would have been a lot more into this
Mm-hmm.
card. But this just screams, build me as a Voltron
Oh,
commander.
yeah.
Because she can protect herself from pretty much anything. You just need to spew some tokens out there, and you have
Blech.
near endless
Yeah.
protection. But that mana cost makes it really, really prohibitive for a Voltron strategy, and so I'm not super excited about this
Yep.
card, unfortunately.
Ditto.
Nice to see Radiant printed on a card again,
Mm-hmm.
though.
Blim Comedic Genius, 2 black, red, 4/3 flying. If it's in black and red, it's probably got some shenanigans. Whenever Blim Comedic
Yes,
Genius
it
deals combat
does.
damage to a player, that player gains control of a permanent you control of your choice. Then each player loses life and discards cards equal to the number of permanents they control and don't own. Okay. So it says permanent. It doesn't say non-land permanent. So that's interesting.
Mm-mm. So you are passing out the crap that you have to other players and making them lose life and discard cards. This is like reverse Zedru. Zedru donates things and like, here, Zedru give you gift. Zedru gain life and draw cards. Blim's like, screw you.
That's funny.
I love this card. Looks very Rakdos-y to me,
Yes.
like the Rakdos guild from Ravnica as well.
Yeah.
As well as, conveniently being in Rakdos colors. But I think this card is sick. Really, really funny. I'm eager to see how this builds out.
Demonic Knowledge for 3. When Demonic Knowledge enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. At the beginning of your end step, you lose 2 life for each card in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I really like cards like this. We got a similar one out of Theros, where it's an enchantment that does something when it enters the battlefield and then punishes you after.
Yeah. Yep.
But I like this effect. It's cool. It's a good uncommon. It'll be good for limited.
And that is
and,
it.
I believe that finishes up our day 2 spoilers. The only thing left is a couple quick mentions of reprints that we're aware of. We got Xenagos, God of Revels reprinted, Prosh, Sky Raider of Care reprinted. Both of those are just etched foils. They're not like in the main body of the set, but you can still pull one in draft boosters. Mana Confluence is the Buy a Box promo with cool new Ravnica art and flavor text. And then we have the full suite of 2-color partners from Commander 2016 will also be reprinted as etched foils, as well as Queen Marchesa, as I mentioned earlier. But then the exciting ones here, we got the full Diamond cycle.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, we got the full Diamond cycle. All 5 of those are reprinted. Not crazy expensive, but they're at common. Those will be good for draft. But then 2 super expensive cards, like Ryan just said. We got Vampiric Tutor.
This was in drastic need of a reprint.
Yes. 1 mana for an instant, search your library for a card, shuffle your library, put it on top, lose 2. Incredible. And then the other really high value crazy reprint we see here is 3 Visits. For 1 and a green, it's a sorcery. Search your library for a forest, put it onto the battlefield, shuffle. This is a functional reprint of Nature's Lore, but this card was only ever printed in Portal 3 Kingdoms, so it was insanely hard to get and well over $100.
And now you have a reprint.
So nice to finally see.
Yep. All right. Well, that wraps up day 2. Stick around for the other episodes of the remaining spoilers, and then we will follow all those up with deck techs of some of them that we really, really like and really call to us. All right.
Yes.
Hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new, and check us out at the other episodes. Thanks for watching.